So most people, especially my fellas in their 20s, are just not going to build real wealth. And this is especially true right now. But you, my friend, you can be different. If you've landed on this channel, I truly hope you're hungry for more. I hope you're not like some of the keyboard warriors in my comments, especially on my old gaming channel, rambling about, well, the world needs employees. Not everyone can be a millionaire. $1 million is nothing these days. It is peanuts. Dude, if that is already rattling around in your brain, if that is your subconscious narrative, you've already lost the game, seriously. If that is you, just click off this video right now. This is only for the gladiators, the ones who are genuinely serious about their future, the ones who are not here to waste precious seconds of their life. This is point blank, no chaser. I'm going to lay out a lot of things you absolutely should not do, because sometimes knowing what to avoid is way more important than having a to-do list. It is about focusing on the inverse, the anti-to-do list. So, I'm just going to tell you exactly why so many people are struggling right now. And I'm not even talking about the big bad economic factors. Yeah, sure, some things are out of our control, I get it. But there are always things you can control, like making more money, sharpening your skills, investing your cash, and actually saving more. There is a whole universe of possibilities. First things first. Too many of you, especially the younger guys, are not focused on income. You're too busy chasing the next shiny object, the next sexy thing. You're trapped on this hedonic treadmill. It is a vicious cycle. You get a raise and boom, it is gone, spent before you even feel it. You buy that fancy car trying to impress people who frankly don't give a damn about you, or even worse, you don't even care about those things yourself. It is just this cancerous growth of stuff that truly doesn't matter in your life, and you're trying to improve something that isn't even real. So, the very first thing you need to do, the absolute foundation, is focus on income. Your income, it drives everything. It covers your expenses, it funds your investments, it grants you that sweet, sweet freedom you're dreaming of. Financial freedom, there are so many intricate factors at play here that most people just don't grasp. It is about building your foundation, building yourself up as a person. Too many people are obsessed with external validation, waiting for that pat on the back from their boss, waiting for a raise that may or may not come, waiting for a friend or a family member to kick things off for them. Dude, just start today. Why can't you just take action? You have full control over every single aspect of your life. So why the hell wouldn't you just do it? Why not just begin today? Right now, let me tell you a story. Just last year, one of my good buddies, let's call him Alex, he was stuck in this loop, complaining about his job, his pay, everything. I told him, Alex, what are you doing about it? What is your plan to increase your income? He just stared at me blank. He was waiting for someone to give him a promotion, waiting for the company to notice him. I kept telling him, no one is coming to save you, mate. You have to be your own hero. He finally started a small side hustle, just doing some freelance design work, nothing crazy, but it was an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. And guess what? That small shift, that tiny increase in income changed his whole outlook. It proved to him that he could control his financial destiny. It wasn't about the amount, it was about the act of taking control. It is the psychological win, the proof of concept that changes everything. You think I started this channel with a huge team and fancy equipment? Hell no, it was just me, a cheap microphone, and a whole lot of passion. I started, and that is the key. So, stop making excuses, stop waiting for permission, just start. Your income is the fuel for your financial rocket ship. Without it, you're just sitting on the launch pad, wishing. The second thing, and this one's a killer, is consumerism. It has gotten so out of control, we just shop, and we just spend purely for the sake of spending. We gamble our money away for absolutely no apparent reason whatsoever. It baffles me, truly, this guy, these kinds of people. They make zero sense. They're not getting up to speed. They're turning right when they should be going straight. It is incredible. Brother, truly incredible. Anyway, this general consumerism, you cannot depend on that garbage. I hack my way through life, always asking myself, how little can I spend? I still live an absolutely incredible life. And yet, I spend such a tiny fraction of money relative to my income. Of course, it is just so fascinating to dissect and think, damn, how does this actually work? How can we engineer things so I don't have to spend much in the first place? Now, I'm all about spending money on experiences. I'm taking a trip to Japan soon. I've got a couple other adventures planned this year. That is entirely different. Or nice dinners, or thoughtful gifts for people, or just being abundant in general. But it is incredibly cool to hack the system and realize, I don't need to spend money to get that dopamine rush. I'm content. I'm happy enough with myself, secure enough in my own skin that I don't need to spend money to chase validation or buy things that genuinely don't matter, right? So, that is another critical point. I think far too many people are spending money that they simply don't have. That is why credit card debt is absolutely everywhere. It is why people don't have a single penny to invest in the first place. It is pretty embarrassing, right? When you actually do the math, and sometimes it is just a lack of awareness. They don't even realize the deep hole they've dug for themselves, the mess they've created, and it is quite honestly heartbreaking. Let me hit you with some quick math because that is what we do here. Imagine you spend an extra $500 a month on unnecessary garbage. That is $6,000 a year. Now, if you invested that $6,000 a year every year for 20 years at a modest 8% annual return, you'd have over $270,000. That is $270,000. You're literally throwing away on stuff that gives you a fleeting hit of dopamine instead of building a real future. Every unnecessary purchase is you personally firing an employee who could have worked tirelessly to make you rich. Think about that new pair of sneakers, those $20 takeout lunches every day, that subscription service you never use. They're all just little assassins silently killing your wealth potential. And then, of course, the normie brain immediately blames external factors, blames everyone else. But that is beside the point entirely. I guess the third reason why people just won't build wealth is they're way too dependent on others. I think that is another massive factor in this whole equation. Too many people just want to wait for things to happen. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier. You just don't want to pull the trigger yourself, or you simply don't have the guts to just do it. Dude, just start that business. Go travel the world if that is truly what you desire. Buy that car if you can genuinely comfortably afford it, and then start a YouTube channel. There were all these different things I wanted to do for years and years, and then at some point, I just thought, wait a second, I just can't. And sometimes it doesn't even require a mountain of money. Right, so I think that is a primary reason. I used to be that guy, always waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity. I had 100 excuses for why I couldn't start something. Oh, I don't have enough capital. My idea isn't original enough. What if I fail? It was all garbage, just fear dressed up in fancy excuses. Then I realized the only person holding me back was me. There is no magic fairy godmother for your finances. You want something, you go out and you get it. It is that simple, yet profoundly difficult for so many to grasp. Because it means taking responsibility, it means shedding that victim mentality and becoming the architect of your own life. My old man always told me, son, fortune favors the bold. And he was absolutely right. Are you going to be bold, or are you going to sit on the sidelines, watching everyone else win? The choice, my friend, is entirely yours. And then the fourth thing, obviously, is not understanding that it is not about how much you make. I've always talked about income, but I'm always talking about keeping your burn rate low. High income. And your expenses should be way down here. The wider that gap, the bigger that window, the further ahead you're going to get. And even faster, it will happen as fast as you possibly want it to be, as long as you maintain that spread. Right, that is the absolute play. That is where so many people get this fundamentally wrong. I don't give a damn anymore about how much money you make. It is about how much you can actually keep. And then multiply, where are you putting your money that is going to continuously grow? This could be pouring into ads to scale your business. This could be the SP 500. This could be Bitcoin. This could be individual stocks. Whatever you have a rock, solid thesis on, as long as it doesn't have to grow like a hockey stick but slowly compounds over time. That, my friend, is impressive. You have my utmost respect if you are doing that. Even at a smaller scale, compared to someone who makes 100,000 grand a month and blows 100,000 grand a month. It is like if you can just take a little bit of chips off the table every single month and park it into something you have genuine conviction in, something that slowly grows over time. That, my friends, is how you win. That is the simple, undeniable math of building true wealth. Just doing that, right? Let's do another quick mental exercise, shall we? Imagine two people. Person A makes $10,000 a month, but spends $9,900 a month. Person B makes $3,000 a month, but only spends $1,500. They're saving $1,500 a month. Who do you think is going to be wealthier in 5 years? In 10 years, it is not rocket science. It is literally just basic arithmetic. But somehow this fundamental truth eludes so many. They chase the big salary, the flashy title, the superficial markers of success, while completely neglecting the actual mechanics of wealth creation. It is not about how much flows into your bank account. It is about how much stays there and gets put to work. Your money should have little money babies. That is the goal. And those babies should have babies. And so on and so forth. That, my friends, is the magic of compounding. It is the eighth wonder of the world, and most people are too busy trying to get rich quick to even notice it working its subtle, powerful magic. So again, do what most people simply don't. I'd say that is my core message. Do the exact opposite of what the majority of the world is doing right now. Complaining, being negative, thinking things are totally out of their control, spending a ridiculous amount of money on things they absolutely don't need, and not investing a single penny. Those are the 5 critical things. What I just listed. Those 5 things right there, that is enough to just slap a sticky note on your computer, Set a reminder on your phone for those 5 things, and you're going to be absolutely fine. I genuinely truly believe that you will absolutely thrive in life if you just do that. Again, another kind of short and sweet video. This one isn't meant to be overly complex. I purposely made it this straightforward, but that is how you carve your own path. That is how you stand out. That is how you avoid getting ensnared in the financial trauma that plagues so many families. I know so many family members who struggle deeply with their finances, and it is like, dude, you actually make decent money. You're just not doing the right things with your own money, or you're spending it in all the wrong ways. You're not. And it is like more financial literacy than anything else, which I totally understand. But again, you have to truly want it. I think that is the simple truth behind all my videos. If nobody wants it, if they have the wrong attitude towards things, nothing I say or do, I could give them my entire mentorship for free. I could give them all these invaluable things for free, and I could dump it right in their lap. I could hand them the keys to the kingdom. But if they don't bother to turn that key, dude, it is absolutely pointless. It doesn't matter one bit. They have to be the ones themselves to open that door. I've seen it firsthand countless times. People ask for advice. They get the blueprint. They have all the tools. And then they do nothing. It is like getting a Ferrari, but refusing to put gas in it or even turn the ignition. What is the point? The information is out there. The strategies are simple, not easy, but simple. The real hurdle isn't knowledge. It is action. It is the mental game, the discipline, the patience. It is about having the courage to look at your current situation, even if it is messy, and say, I am going to change this, no matter what. That burning desire, that inner fire, that is what separates the winners from the whiners. So if you're feeling ever, frustrated, because I know for a fact I have, like you just want to sometimes grab people and shake them, like, dude, you're so close to understanding this, but you're just missing that final piece, that ultimate unlock. Don't beat yourself up about it. You need to live your own life. You need to take care of yourself and your immediate family first, and then worry about everything else as secondary. So I know I'm getting a little distracted, getting a little drifted off course here. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, I want to hear what your net worth is, what you're currently investing in to make and build your own wealth. And hopefully you're in your 20s. That is usually the majority of my amazing audience. I want to hear all about this. I want to hear directly from you. And of course, if you have any burning questions, drop them down below. I'm super interested in hearing them. And we will see you in the next one. As always, if you made it this far, I want to see you absolutely win. Keep crushing it, stay boring, stay patient, peace.